So I want to revisit a thermal video that I got a couple years ago. We have a lot of new members, and I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen this video. Now, it started out, I was up in that stand right there, if you can call it a stand. It's just a platform and a tree, basically, is all it is. And I was coyote hunting one night. I had been up there for a while, been doing coyote calls with an electronic call, and I had one of those electronic predator tails. You know, it kind of looks like a rabbit tail and it spins around. I was out there for a little while, I don't know, maybe an hour and a half or something. I did manage to call in a coyote, but it would not come on my property, so I didn't shoot it. Maybe 10 minutes after it leaves, I'm getting all my stuff together. I'm kind of moving around, getting ready to put everything up. I've got my thermal on me and my gun and a flashlight up there. And I've been sitting perfectly still that whole time. I just started moving around, getting ready to get down, basically. And after I adjusted, I heard a wood knock, very obvious wood knock. So I started looking around with my thermal, and I caught movement, but it was super quick, and I was kind of in an awkward position, like leaning like this, and I could have sworn I saw movement, and then the movement stopped, and what I thought I was looking at was just a hot rock. Well, that was not the case. I believe there are possibly two Sasquatch in this video. I think there's a larger one and probably a juvenile. And I did comparison shots. My wife got in the same spot. I'll show you what I look like in the spot. It's a very distinct spot. It's right behind this big boulder. They were hiding behind a boulder. So I got the wood knock. I start looking around. I catch the movement. I adjust, I look at it, and the movement stops. And I think, oh, well, I just move on. Well, like so many times before, I didn't realize what I had captured on video. But I measured the distance from the tree stand to the boulder, and it's 75 yards away. Now, the thing that's important about this is there's been several nights where I've had activity either on my own property or our main research area when we were doing coyote calls. And I'm sure everybody's heard the stories about these things being around when coyotes are around. Now, there's a bunch of different hypotheses. Maybe they follow them because coyotes are hunting and they rob their food. Maybe they eat the coyotes themselves, or who knows, maybe they're like their version of our domesticated dogs. You know, it's all hypothetical. But whatever's going on, there is a connection between Sasquatch activity and coyotes, and I've seen that happen time and time again. Let me show you the spot. So I was up there, I heard the wood knock, and I started looking in this direction. We will walk to, I'll have to re-find the exact spot where I was looking at it. Things have changed out here a little bit. But there's a big boulder out here. And it was right behind that boulder. There's the big boulder, and I'll show you how big it is with me behind it. Non-uniformity correction, NUC. Every thermal has one. Basically what happens is the shutter closes for a second, and the image restabilizes. When that happens, it makes a clicking sound and the video actually stops for a second. Now, every thermal has one. Most of them, or a lot of them, have a preset NUC. It may be every minute, maybe every 3 minutes, or every 5 minutes. You can do them manually as many times as you want. But this particular thermal, when it does the reset, it just makes a simple click, click, 2 sounds, click, click. Well, the wood knock happens right before the reset. So what you're going to hear is like a kind of a click slash pop, and then you're going to hear a click, click. Well, that first noise is the actual wood knock. Unfortunately, as good as this camera is, it's got a terrible microphone. But luckily, it picked up the wood knock, and there's actually a little bit of audio distortion, like right before the knock. And I believe it kind of sounded like they were kind of in front and to the left in the same general direction where I saw what I think are the Sasquatch that you're about to see. But, you know, for all I know, there was another one out there. But I hear the wood knock, and then I start looking around. But I'm just going to show you the wood knock first.
So I'm going to play the original video and then we'll go frame by frame. Pay attention to how quickly this thing moves. And then it's completely still. And I have no idea what I just witnessed. I knew I saw movement. Alright, we're going to go frame by frame here. Now, if you pay attention, I don't know if this is two subjects or one, but the rock is on the left, the subject is on the right. It kind of looks like its legs are spread down at the bottom, like they're leaning out and its body is up on the rock. That kind of looks like the body going up on the rock. And I'm going to mark the rock itself in green. Just go frame by frame. That looks like a head turn, kind of. It's like its arms wrapped around the boulder. And then look how far up above that boulder it is. Remember how tall I am compared to the boulder. It's about my height when it goes up. Looks like a head. Now my movement also distorts kind of what it looks like. But then it disappears. Starts coming back into frame. Goes down, comes back again. And you got this screenshot. I mean, that looks like an alien head almost. It's obviously humanoid. The size, the height, the humanoid shape, and the wood knock suggest that I think it's probably a Sasquatch. Now, there's no way to prove that. I was not standing out there looking at this thing, but I'm going to show you some comparison shots in a minute. But this is when it like completely engulfs the top of the boulder, and you see it's super hot. But in a moment, you're going to see almost over its shoulder, it looks like a smaller. It's almost like there's a big one and then a little one back behind it looking over its shoulders. What it kind of looks like to me. There's no way to know that for sure. This is not clear enough. But that's taking up a good amount at the top of that boulder, mass-wise. And then I'll show you where I think the separation is. And I think that's possibly a smaller one. And then the red is the bigger one.